Stanislav, thank you for your work, but you don't really talk much about O-1B visa that's designed for the art, for movies, for some kind of expressions, and I would like to know more about this type of visa, which is O-1B. And guys, today we're going to be talking about O-1B, its requirements, what you need to do in order to get a successful O-1B approval, and also you will learn how to get a free evaluation of your O-1B case. Let's go! Hello my dear friends, my name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a licensed business immigration and corporate attorney in Miami, Florida. Today we're talking about O-1B visa and all you need to know about this type of talent visa. So first, let's talk about who can get this visa approved. And by the name, it belongs to the art category. But specifically, this visa is for art, movies, film, television, artists, and so on. The actual applications of this visa are as follows. We got O1 approved for professions like beauty industry, which is permanent makeup, hair, barbers, coloring, dyeing of the hair, the nails, and things like that. For beauty models, film producers, editors, and so on. Designers, marketing people. Yes, marketing is here because it's content, and content is art. And also bloggers and influencers. But the scope of this visa is much bigger, and everybody who has to do with art and anything that could be qualified as art, like cooking, for example, is also an art, could get this visa. Now, what are the requirements of getting this visa approved? We have 6 criteria, 3 of which we need to satisfy and prove that we are talented. And let me tell you guys, O-1B visa is one of the weirdest visas in the world. I think it's really weird. A lot of people don't understand this visa. A lot of attorneys don't want to touch this visa just because the criteria, the requirements are pretty confusing, you know, and it took me a little bit to get that visa. But once you get it, you know for sure that you can get it approved. So what's weird about this visa? Well, the weirdest thing is that 2 criteria in this visa has the components of the past and the future. So with the past, I guess it's kind of obvious, just show what you did in the past to satisfy this criterion and we're all good. But the future is a little weird, but I guess there is some logical explanation the way USCIS sees it and the way the US Congress saw it in the past when they were enacting this law. So criterion number 1 is your participation in prestigious events. And this one has the component of the past and the future. We need to show that you participated in some kind of events in your industry and they have some kind of prestige. If you're a model, you were working in some fashion show in Italy, for example, in Milan, okay? If you're an artist and you paint something beautiful, show us that your paintings were in some kind of prestigious gallery, okay? Maybe some festival. Or if you're a musician, show us that you played at big events or good festivals. I think the past one is kind of easy. But the future one, we just kind of explain and show to the immigration officer that we are planning to participate in events like that. Let's say if you're an actor and you played in some TV shows or TV series or maybe movies in the past, and you're gonna do the same in the future. Probably with your employer, okay? And we're gonna talk about employer a little bit later. So the first one is the participation in prestigious events, past and future. And guys, I know some of you like, Stanislav, I read the law and nothing like that is in the law. It just says something else. I know, if I read you the statute itself, none of you is gonna understand it, okay? So I'm breaking down things to you so it's easy to understand it. All right, so I'm basically rephrasing what's in the law, so it's much better for you to know what's going on with those criteria. Don't pay attention to the way I call those criteria, pay attention how I explain them. Criterion number 2 is your critical, essential, leading role in companies, organization with distinguished reputation. And this criterion has also past and the future. The past is kind of easy, okay? So you worked or you are still working in companies, organizations that have reputation in your field. Maybe you work on TV, maybe you work for a studio, maybe you work for marketing or beauty agency, and people respect those organizations, so you played some kind of critical or essential role. But for the future, like with the first criterion, we need to explain where you're gonna work in the future, what kind of organizations or other projects you will be a part of. What kind of movie you're gonna be playing in, what kind of paintings you're gonna paint, what kind of festival you're gonna play in, and so on. These first two criteria, I think they're the hardest to understand. But there is the third one, which also has the component of the past and the future, but here we could use either the past or the future, and that's the commercial success, the highest salary. So I want to see that you make more money than an average profession in your field in your geographical location. If you live in Madrid, or if you live in Barcelona or Lisbon, I want to see that you make more money than other professional models, other nail masters, other artists, and things like that. And how much more? Well, by law, 20 to 30% more. But I want to see maybe 50% more, twice as much. That sounds just better in your petition. And here we can provide the evidence of your past, highest salaries, or your future. And you'll be like, oh God, Stanislav, what are you talking about? How you can show the future salary? Well, a contract with your future employer, okay, or your future projects. It's possible, and we've done it in the past, and we're doing it pretty much every day. Number 4 is critical or commercial acclaim of the projects that you participated. So here we can look at movies, at expensive paintings that you've done, at your roles that you played, or maybe the albums that you released, and things like that, okay? Something you've done that made money in the industry. So this is the 4th one. The 5th one, I think, is the easiest, and that's the recommendation letters, the expert opinions. Basically, provide me with about 15 recommendation letters, and we're going to satisfy this criterion. And the last one, the 6th one, is, of course, the press. The media about you. Give me a few articles, 3, maybe 4, and we should be good. Or you gotta be working with the PR agencies to create that link to this criterion, and we can give you the contacts of such PR agencies. Now, we have 6 criteria, and we have the 7th alternative criterion, and pretty much everything comes in. So if you got awards, if you judge the work of others, professional associations, so basically the criteria from EB1A. If you have additional recognition and achievements in your field, we can use that in your petition. Now, what other requirements you have to have? First of all, the employer. For O-1B, we do get the approvals for your own company who plays the role of your employer. But it's not very typical for this type of visa. Usually there is an agent or an employer who wants to see you working in their project. Number 2 is a job offer. That's kind of easy. Number 3 is a peer review letter, or no objection letter. That's the letter that you're getting from the labor organization on your profession here in the US. There are a bunch of labor organizations in the US that help the O-1B candidates to get those letters. So it's not a big thing. That's actually kind of easy. You need to pay for this. You need to pay for this a couple of $100s. And last but not least, it's important to understand the role of the attorney in your case and the team of the attorney. Because having those criteria, having the documents satisfying those criteria is only 10% of the case. The other 90% is the descriptive part, and that's where the attorney and the team come in and help you navigate through this process. Okay, because the 90% of the documents are going to be descriptive, created throughout working on the case. Stanislav, it's all good, the criteria is good, I understand everything. How do I still know if I can qualify for this type of visa? So specifically for you, I have a process that's called free evaluation. Basically for free, you can get your case evaluated by an attorney. How to do that? Go down below this video. Find a link that's going to say free evaluation of a talent visa. Fill this out. Okay, spend 15 minutes, fill this out, send it to me by clicking the button. It's very easy. And within 2 days, I will get back to you with initial qualification of your visa. I will tell you which visa is good for you, which criteria we satisfy and which we can work on. And if I see the potential in your case to file it within next 6 months with modifications, I will invite you to the complex immigration planning, where I will build and create a written strategy for the win in your case. Smash that like button if you like the content of this video. Subscribe to my YouTube channel, we're growing really fast, 2 videos every week. Also comment, ask questions, and follow me on my Instagram, my TikTok, and other social media platforms. My name is Stanislav Shamayev. I'm a lawyer of the future. Your future begins here. Good luck.